My basement reviews here. Last night I went to go see Where the Wild Things Are. Now, I was looking forward to seeing this movie for a long time. I remember seeing the books. I may have read it at some point during my childhood. Can't exactly remember, but the movie caught my interest, especially with the trailers. Especially liked the character designs that I saw from the trailers. However, I was very disappointed with this movie for several different reasons. The movie was cute and funny, but it had a lot of potential and it failed in many ways, such as the movie sets you up with a group of deeply troubled characters. Max is a very angry kid who feels as if he's no longer loved by his family. Carol, the main wild thing, is jealous and angry and has a deep rage issue that just is never addressed. The goat, Alexander, he was almost like paranoid and a complainer, and he felt as if no one listened to him. And one of the other wild things was just negative about everything, and none of these issues were addressed or resolved directly, and it seemed as if nothing was accomplished during this movie. Like I said, anger seemed to be a major issue in this movie, and it disturbs me that it wasn't addressed properly. In fact, at one point, Carol chases Max through the woods in a blind fury over something that wasn't that big of an issue, which would be terrifying, especially to small children. And the movie had very odd elements. You know, some of the events seemed out of place and unnecessary. And a lot of the scenes left me scratching my head. The dialogue was sometimes strange and once again unfitting. And there was also a very dark and depressing feel to many scenes of this movie. Though the movie was funny in a lot of scenes, for instance, there was a scene where they all are pretty much throwing big chunks of dust or dirt clods at each other, which was funny, but there was also a lot of dark humor that just I would not even understand. I don't even understand why that would be put in a children's movie. For instance, Douglas, the chicken guy, got his arm ripped off, and they played it off as if it was supposed to be funny, but it was really disturbing when you think about it. His arm got ripped off, and then sand kept pouring out like blood kind of everywhere, and then they try to play it off like it was funny, especially later in the movie when they just put a stick there where it used to be kind of like a snowman. And that scene just baffled me because I didn't understand what its purpose was and if they were trying to be funny or what. To tell you the truth, I can't tell you the target audience of this movie. It didn't make any sense to me because it was presented as if it was supposed to be a children's movie, but had a lot of adult elements, deep psychological issues, and stuff that children just aren't going to get. In fact, if I were a little bit younger, I would have found this movie very boring. And even younger than that, I probably would have gotten scared. It had a lot of potential, but simply didn't follow through. Now, there were many aspects of this movie that I did like. For instance, the movie did have a lot of emotion and was very funny. But, like I said, the humor goes a little bit dark. I also love the visual effects of the movie. The creature designs were phenomenal, and I was impressed with the level of personality that was put into each design. A lot of times I was asking myself, was this a CGI scene where this particular part was mostly CGI, or if that was a puppet? They combined the machines and the puppetry and computer-generated images very well, blended into beautiful-looking creatures. So I was very impressed with that, as well as the surreal feeling of Max's world. For instance, they built this really cool fort that I just loved because it was a very cool design. But apart from that, the movie had a lot of potential. I was very hopeful for this movie, but it didn't deliver any real morality. There was not really a conclusion. To tell you the truth, the whole movie they just kind of acted crazy for an hour and a half until Max got sick of hanging out with them and went home. So overall, I have to give the movie a 6.5 out of 10. And after seeing this movie, I almost would say I support parents drugging their kids, because I've seen shows where kids go through a lot more abuse than not not playing all day, pretty much is what it was. There are some shows where you see kids who get beaten and their dads are, alcoholics and all this other deep-seated issues, but Max was just kind of he just wanted to play all day and no one wanted to play with him. His mom was dealing with financial issues, she was single, she was trying to date, and Max just got angry and had pretty much a really big temper tantrum. And that was essentially all there was to the movie. I was very disappointed. So, if you've seen the movie, let me know what you thought. Please leave a comment or question in my comment box. If you want to talk to me, you can send me to a personal message, or you can leave a video response. And please subscribe for future videos. Thanks for watching.